Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're here doing a pre-game tea day, and this Cornish game hen just came out of the oven, and we're going to carve it up. We're also talking sleep aids, ghosting, trauma remedies, and when you've been ghosted, before you take a swan dive into the swirling void, do yourself a favor and get yourself a bird, because it is poultry season, and there's nothing like doing a hard reset and evaluating what it is that you're good at. And if you're good at carving up a bird, then that's one thing you can have in your back pocket when disaster strikes, because people will walk all over you, and it's good to know that you have this skill. It's one of the building blocks that will bring back your self-worth in full force. Okay, I like to start with the legs. You just kind of dig in there. You do a mild separation, and then you just kind of let the bird pull apart naturally. And then you just kind of go in with the knife and separate the joint. You know, another thing that can happen when you're sleeping, when you're recuperating and processing all of the things that are going on, is that you have a nightmare. And what do? Your heart's beating fast, you've got adrenaline pumping through your veins. What do you do to get back to sleep? Well, I'll tell you, I've got a strategy for that as well. What I like to do is I like to imagine that John Draper is sleeping next to me, and he's telling me to put my hand under the cool shadow of the beach chair to touch the sand that's not being hit by the sun. And there's other John Drapers you can pick. You know, there's a John Draper where he finger fucks Bobby Barrett in the restaurant. There's also Bad Day John, where he puts Linda Cardellini in that hotel room. She's like his sex slave, and every time something bad happens to him at work, he gives her a phone call. So, there's a lot of Johns to choose from. Take your pick. So you pick a John Draper, you rub one out, and then 70% of the time, I'm right back to sleep. And if it's that 30% where you can't get back to sleep, at least you participated in the act of self-care, and that's important. Okay, it's not nothing. Isn't it crazy how all the characters in your dreams are inherently yourself? What's that all about? Open it, and when you turn it over on the back here, you see this backbone? You see the two oysters, and those are the best part of the bird. So you're going to want to shuck them out. And usually they kind of just like pop out. But this is a hot bird. Oh no, here they are. They're up by the oysters up by the legs. They're kind of the butt. Kind of the butt of the chicken. And then what I like to do before I go to town on carving up the breast is I like to do a pre-wish on the bird, because sometimes when I'm carving up the chicken, when it's a smaller bird, sometimes I break the wishbone, and I like to do a pre-wish in case I do break the wishbone, because then there's a chance my wish might come true. Because I personally think that we don't get to make enough wishes. I mean, you get to make a wish on your birthday. That's one. You can wish on like a shooting star. That's, maybe you'll see one, maybe you won't. I don't know. That's kind of a long shot. Maybe you can get a wish if like a handsome man finds an eyelash on your cheek, and you make a wish on that. But I mean, that's only like, it's very dependent on the situation. I mean, that only really counts if you have a crush on the handsome man. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a strange encounter. So any chance you get, pre-wish, make a pre-wish wish. Take advantage, because we just don't get enough wishes in life. So here we have the breast, and you're just kind of gonna want to go along. You kind of just want to go along the body of the bird, and then you can use this carcass for chicken stock. And there you go. You got a 10-piece plus the oysters. You got your 2 thighs, your 2 legs, your upper wing, your bottom wing, and your 2 breasts. And that's a nice 10-piece chicken plus your bonus oysters. Well, I want to thank you for joining me on this tea day pre-game. We've got our Cornish game hen all carved up with some carrots and fennel. We've got some green beans with a lot of balsamic, and of course our Alaska that's going to help us to forget, help us make some new memories. We're not going to remember that Ray Liotta ghosted us, but we will remember the real Ray Liotta, because he's a real gem of cinema, and I love him. All right, everybody, stay safe out there, guard your heart, and guard your tummy. And get out there, get some poultry, get those carbon skills sharpened for tea day. I know I'm excited. It's the best time of the year. Good luck to you. With love, Janet.